My friends, welcome to Art Electives, middle school art electives, new generation of sports, what I call extreme sports. Now hear me on that. Well, 1,000 years ago there was a tzaddik, Rambam. He says, Nefesh bria beguf bari, which means a healthy soul in a healthy body. Now there is million ways to generate a healthy soul and a healthy body, but what I found more interesting, more spiritual, and more effective is Wushu. While you're swimming, it's very monotonous. You go between one end to another. While you're running, you're doing loops. It's very monotonous. If you think about it, most sports is pretty monotonous. You do soccer, you go between one end of the goal and stuff like that. When you do basketball, you might dribble or shoot hoops, but it's between one end of the court to another. With Wushu, there is endless opportunities. You can do mantis style Kung Fu, mantis hooking, imitate mantis, the animal, the insect. You can do tiger style Kung Fu, very ferocious. You can do tiger style Kung Fu. You can do dragon style Kung Fu. You can do dragon style Kung Fu. You can do Tai Chi, which is a very soft and relaxing Kung Fu, which causes you to have tranquility and peace within. There is over 300 styles of Kung Fu around the world. So I'm here to educate you, to share with you my knowledge, and to have fun with you, and hopefully you'll fall in love with it the same way I do. Like I said, way more interesting. You jump, you kick, you punch, you can do somersault, you can do all kind of interesting kicks, low kicks, high kicks, curve kicks, spin kicks, tornado kicks. So there is endless ways you can express your body. Not just run, you express your whole body. Every joint in your body, every ligament is working, and therefore the end product is much stronger than if you were to play basketball for 10 years. So you play basketball for 10 years, you might have great cardio, but other type of ligaments, like your hands. So when you punch, you're also working on your wrists. When you do tiger, you also strengthen your every joint in your finger and your arm and your hand. So you are actually internally massaging and how do you say, strengthening every organ, every little ligaments in your body. So let's talk about what we covered in class so you can practice at home. We talked about the mahabu, or a horse riding stance, like you ride a horse. Now you sit like that, like you're sitting on an invisible bench. 50-50 distribution of both ends. You don't want to collapse your knees, and you don't want to let your body go forward, okay? You want to breathe normally, and then you want to punch forward, twisting your punch with the two knuckles forward. So here it is, mabu, or horse riding stance. Then we talked about gombu, or bow and arrow stance. So this is a left, let me turn the camera and you'll see. This is a left gombu, which means my left, this is the bow, and my back leg is the arrow. And then I'm punching forward. So this is a left gombu, or a left bow and arrow. Ideally, this has to be 90 degrees, okay? The knee should not go above the toes of your sneakers. Then I can do right gombu, right bow and arrow, and punch forward. And here is some physics behind the punch. If somebody punched like that, they might have 10, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, depending on their size, strength of a punch fist, because they're using the shoulder, maybe a little bit of the body. When you do gombu, you're putting your whole body into the punch. So here you're talking about, instead of a 30-pound punch, maybe 130-pound punch, because you're penetrating the target, so there's much more power here. What else we covered? We covered empty stance, or shibu, which means 70%, 75% of your weight is on the back leg. The front leg is tiptoeing on the front as you bend the back leg, and you put your fist on top of your thigh, right next to the knee, and the other fist above your head, so you can protect your head and look forward and breathe normally. And you got left shibu, and then you got right shibu. Again, left empty stance, and then you got right empty stance. And tomorrow we're going to cover a crouching stance, or pubu, which is something like that. You duck down, and that's called pubu, or crouch stance. There is a left pubu, and there is a right pubu. So that's an additional stance. And we're going to cover also the dragon stance, which is something like that, the dragon stance. Okay? So we're going to cover a crouch, pubu, and dragon stance, and maybe also crane stance, which the leg is just like a crane, and your fist punching forward, so it looks like that. Crane. Crane. So, my friends, thank you for joining my class. I'm privileged. Let's train together. Let's become better people.